Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to do my September book haul. I have acquired 16 new books this month, which is not quite as bad as usual, but I have separated them into different categories so that I can share them with you. As always, I don't always know much about the books that I'm going to read because I really enjoy going into books blind. So if I can give you a little bit of an insight into the book, I will. Otherwise, just know that these are things that I'm really looking forward to picking up as soon as I can, in spite of the massive TBR pile that I have. The first category is subscription box books, and the only one I have so far this month is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. This came in the special edition YA Chronicles box, and I haven't read it yet, but everyone and their mother knows about the Throne of Glass series. This is the 6th book. It was supposed to be a novella. Now it's like 600 pages long, and I do have to pick it up at some point because I just want to find out what's going on. September was my birthday month, and as such, I did actually receive 2 books for my birthday. I never received books for my birthday, so this was just super exciting. The first one was Lady Helen and the Dark Days Pack by Alison Goodman. Amanda from Cook Read Create sent this to me, so thank you very much, Amanda. I'm so looking forward to reading this. It is the 2nd book in the Lady Helen series, and it is a paranormal story set in the 1800s in England, and it's just fabulous and I adore it, so I'm so excited. I also received a copy of Divided Kingdom by Rupert Thompson, which was given to me by a friend at work, and it is a secondhand copy of the book. I have read it. I found this book to be really intriguing. By the time this video goes up, I should have a wrap up for it, and if so, I will leave a link up above. It is the story of a political experiment in the United Kingdom where everyone in the population is given a personality test, and then they are segregated into 4 different kingdoms, hence the Divided Kingdoms, based on their personality types. And it follows the story of one young boy to adulthood as he discovers sort of the implications that this political experiment has had. I was very fortunate to win some books this month in various different ways. The first one was actually a prize that I won at YA Litfest, and that is Remind Me How This Ends by Gabrielle Tozer. This is a Love Oz YA book. I have seen it around. I don't know all that much about it, and I am very excited to pick this up at some point because I've heard nothing but good things about Gabrielle Tozer's work. I also won a copy of Stags by M.A. Bennett from Alan and Unwin's teen Facebook group, and all I know about this is the tagline on the front, which says 9 students, 3 blood sports, 1 deadly weekend, and that sounds totally up my alley. So let's hope that it is, you know, as compelling as it sounds. I also picked up Bad to Worse by Robert Edison from a Goodreads giveaway. I don't know all that much about this particular story, except that it sounds like a thriller and it has a really cool blue crab on the front. I'll get to it at some point and I'll let you know what I think of it. The last book that I won is 18 Below by Stephen Arnhem. I believe this book was originally first published in Sweden, so this is a translated book. This is an uncorrected proof copy of it, and it is being released in January 2018. I don't know much about it except that it's a thriller, and I'm very excited to pick this one up, but it is huge, so I don't know when that's going to happen. Next up are the books that I purchased for myself. I'm going to go in order from YA to new adult-ish, so sort of borderline YA, new adult, to adult fiction. The first book that I picked up is The Sidekicks by Will Kostakis. I've heard Will speak many times, but this is the first of his books that I have purchased for myself, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I have read his short story in the Begin and Begin, a Love Oz YA anthology, but after hearing him speak, I was really curious to try his work. I also picked up The Shop at Hopper's Bend by Emily Rodda. Again, I heard Emily Rodda speak and she was talking about this book, and it just sounds really intriguing. It is a middle grade book, and I believe it's probably magical realism, and it should be a nice, fun, easy read. And I want to read this before school goes back so that I can talk about it with the kids at school. I also picked up Graffiti Moon by Kath Crowley because last year I read Words in Deep Blue, and it's probably one of those books that has really stuck with me for an entire year. And I've never read Graffiti Moon, and it is a very well-loved book here in Australia, so I'm very excited to get to this at some point. And continuing on the Kath Crowley trend, I have Take 3 Girls by Kath Crowley, Simone Howell, and Fiona Wood. I also managed to find a signed copy at a reading store, which is super exciting. I also picked up Life in Outer Space by Melissa Keel because I really enjoyed her short story in the Begin and Begin anthology, and I also really enjoyed The Secret Science of Magic, so I wanted to try one of her earlier novels, and I believe it was Amanda again who recommended this book to me, so I found it, I picked it up, and I even had Melissa sign it for me, so it's super exciting. I don't actually know what it's about, so when I get to it, I'm gonna figure that out for myself. The next book I think is more new adult, but it is by an Australian author, so I think the characters are in university, so that technically puts it in new adult category, but you know, we'll go with it. Summer Skin by Kirsty Eager. Look at this cover though. It's so pink. I don't actually own very many pink books. Pink is my favorite color, so this makes me happy, but it has been blurbed by Clementine Ford. It says, as smart as it is hot, the feminist love story that girls have been waiting for, and this sounds awesome. I may not get to it for a couple of months, but this sounds like a really good summer read, so I may hold on to it till then. And lastly, I have my adult novels, or adult readership novels. The first one is Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey, and this is the second book in the Expanse series. I wasn't going to buy this because I loved Leviathan Wakes, which is the first book. I wasn't going to buy this, I was just going to wait till I got through a few more books, and then I thought, screw it, I'm going to get it because it's my birthday and I want it. And the second series of The Expanse has come out on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know whether to watch the show and then read the book, which is what I did with the first book. I watched the first season and then I read the first book, and there is... try and work out. The first series doesn't cover the entirety of the first book, so I don't know, I'm torn. We'll just have to wait and see what I get to first, but I do have it now, and that's so that I can continue on with it when I want to. And this is sort of a really great space opera style series. I also picked up God's Grave by J. Kristoff, which is the second book in the Nevernight Chronicle. I have already spoken about this in a wrap up. I went to the book launch, Jay signed it for me, I have read it, I loved it, and I would like the next book now, please, right now. And the very last book that I purchased this month is Star Wars Phasma, which is by Delilah S. Dawson, and this follows the story of, I believe it's Captain Phasma from the new film. And I believe that this takes place in between that film and the new film that's coming out. Let me check the timeline. I love the timelines that they include because it really helps me. And I've actually got a couple of books here that I can now start beginning to read in order. So Phasma takes place after the Aftermath series. So I've still got to read Aftermath, Empire's End. I've read Bloodline, which comes after that, and then it's Phasma. So I'm sort of doing this in the right order. But I mean, with the Star Wars books, it's really hard to read them in chronological order because they're not released in chronological order. So if you're that kind of person, beware. I don't mind. It's just if I've got the books, then I'll try and read them in the right order. I'm trying to create a book stack. Bear with me. Look, it's a book stack. I'm gonna stay here with my tower of books. That is everything that I purchased or received in the month of September. I mean, what have I read? 2 of them? That's not great odds, but I'm hoping to get to them soon. Let me know in the comments what you picked up in September. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.